What is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing a light box, and basically what a light box is a box you put your product in, whatever you're reviewing, and they're more commonly known for photography. So if you have this product, you could take a picture with the perfect lighting all the way around it, clean backdrop and everything. But today we're going to make a shadow box, and the reason why I call it the shadow box is because we're going to use black instead of white background, only because I think it looks cleaner. White is overdone, and mine's not a light box, it's going to be a shadow box. So let's get into this this DIY, see how it comes out. The reason why I'm also making this is for product reviews. So basically anything I buy, I want to have a clean backdrop. So for instance, if this is what I bought, all you will see is a nice clean bottom, and it's going to be all black, and you won't really see nothing in the background. So that's really what I wanted to do, and then also use it so that way I can have an overhead camera facing down on the product and get a really up and close and personal view of the object that I'm reviewing. First of all, we want to start by measuring this out, and what I ended up measuring out was 10 inches from this point. So once we measured the 10 inches, once you mark it out, you want to take your X-Acto knife and scribe. Make sure you're doing it on the back side, because this is the area that you don't want to see. So we're going to scribe this. Make sure to have something in on the back side of this, just in case you do poke through, and you don't ruin whatever is on the opposite side of your cut line. So as you can see, we marked it, and then now I'm able to fold it. So you can see the gap. This is where we're going to tape. So basically what I did was I put it on an edge, say this toolbox, put it on the edge, and then creased it over till I start allowing it to fold easily. Okay, so basically what we want to do is mark 4 inches. Make sure everything you mark is on the back side. So as you can see, our scribe's on the back side here. So from either edge, you're going to mark 4 inches, 4 inches in this draw line. Do the same for the opposite side, only on the top side first. So we're working off the top side. So we mark the 4 inches, draw a line, do the same for the other side, and basically what we're going to do is cut it now. And when you're cutting this, make sure you cut it all the way down. Don't cut all the way through, but make sure you penetrate the actual foam. So we cut halfway through this whole thing. This section right here, we're going to cut all the way through now at this point. So let's cut all the way through that. So it's going to fold like that. Repeat this process to the other side. Now that we cut it like that on the opposite side, we have the 2 flaps, as you can see, on both sides like this. Basically, we're going to get the other foam board that we have and just do the same as we did here, but without cutting these. So we're just going to scribe the center all the way through, but it's going to be a clean cut. So we're going to separate it into 2 pieces on the other foam board. And if you bought this foam board, the same stuff I have here, it'll be 10 inches. So because it's a 20-inch wide foam board this way, cut in half, you'll have 10 inches. So we need the 10 inches on one side. Okay, now we got the second piece the other poster board, the second poster board that we have, we cut it in half, so this is 10 inches. You're only going to need one of the sides. Unless you mess up, then you'll need the other one as well. But here's 10 inches full length, and from here to here you're going to need to cut it 10.5 inches. So just mark a line and cut it. So let's get that cut, and then you're going to replicate it twice. So cut it there, get your total 21 inches, because it's 10.5 and 10.5, so 21 inches total. Okay, so now at this point you can see that you could fold it in. It's a little bit hard to fold in only because I taped it. So you'll see this double lip here. If you can, buy a larger poster board, larger foam board, and then you won't have this problem. But for $3, you know, I figure get 2 of them instead of spending like 15 or 20 bucks, save you some money. And you can see that lip. But if it was longer, you wouldn't have to add this wing to it, but it's okay. So you know that we taped the backside, the spine of it, and then we taped these wings next. So after I glued these on, I taped the wings on each side, only so that way it doesn't split it when I close it. And I laid it flat when I did this, only to add retention on it. So now when I close it, as you can see, it's moving because there's retention on that back side of it. Okay, so this is what we have so far after it was made. And so as you can see, I wanted the front wider than the rear, only so that way I have more space when moving a product around and stuff. And it looks better too than a square box. But by having it open, it allows your arms to get in here. So then you come around the back side. We have our nut holding it in, or holding this thing together based on the tape and the friction. We have this back seam all the way around, same thing. And then of course we just have the regular base, and then when you lift it up, it opens up. It's flat, you lift it up, put it over that, and it locks it back down. So that's where we're at so far. As you can see, everything folds up, sits flat. Now you can stow it away, and then when you need it again, just lock in the sides. Okay, so my initial plan was to take this 1/2" Schedule 40 PVC pipe and basically run it from this side to this side of the shadow box. So it would look something like this. Okay. Well, only problem with that is I would have to slit these at an angle, so I'd have to put a slit here underneath to kind of allow this to drop down. And that will still allow this to turn more than likely, only because the weight of this mechanism that would sit something like this and hang out is enough to rotate this whole thing and pop this out of its little notches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a slit. Basically, I'm going to run a slit all the way along this edge, all the way down, and I'm going to set it on the back side of here. So it's going to be like a sleeve to stiffen up this whole back area and make it solid. And then also when you take this apart and drop it down, so when you lift it out, it'll allow it to sit flat, and you'll still have this spine on here, and we can hot glue it permanently in there. We'll figure it out. The length on here is 19 3/8 exactly. So from one end, from this end to the opposite end, is 19 3/8 if you made your shadow board 2 spec. So from here to here is 19 3/8, and this fits in there perfect. So the way I got it to be a straight line is I took the extra piece that I have, and basically what I did was I put it together like this. So for instance like that, and I took my Sharpie and drew a line in between the crack, shifted it down, drew a line in between the crack, shifted it down. You could use the same concept if you have your ruler. Just put your ruler, if it's about since this is a 1/2 inch, you need it an 1/8 inch thick. So you set your ruler along the edge and basically mark your line using your ruler as a spacer. So either way it will work, but I found it, since I had this extra piece here, what I did was I just went like that, and I took my Sharpie and ran it down, slid it over, ran it down, and that gave me this straight line. So let's use the Dremel and cut this. And okay, so one thing you're gonna have to do is make this slot a little bit wider. You could achieve this by doubling the thickness of your Dremel tool, the cutoff wheel, or if you already have it cut and you don't want to deal with that, you could basically take a heat gun and a flat blade screwdriver and run the flat blade screwdriver in the crack and keep pushing it along as you're heating up the material, giving you a bigger channel. And the reason for this is to fit over the thickness of this foam board. So in order for it to sit flush, you're gonna have to make it wider actually. Or what you can do is you could cut this all the way through, so you got 2 halves, and glue 1/2 to this side and 1/2 to this other side. So initially you will have like 1/2 here and then 1/2 on the back side, and then it would make a solid. So that's another idea if you don't want to deal with this channel thing. You can mount your camera and do product reviews on with this box, or use it for your photography light. So it's totally up to you how you want to use it, but this is the light box I created, and later down the road I could add another arm like this, a smaller arm, and put a light, maybe put some a sheet over this to create a soft lighting overhead. That's totally up to you. That's probably what I'll be doing in the near future. So once you're done using your light box, basically you could take it apart. Really simple. Start by unscrewing this, collapsing your arm here, and then basically lift up on each of the ends like that, and then fold it up, and then you could stow it away however you like. So you could set it up against the wall like that, behind your door, put it under your bed, wherever, and then it's as simple as putting it back together. Run your clamp, so loosen up your clamp. Put it together, get it in the right angle you want. Put your camera on it, your light on it, your microphone, whatever. You could add additional clamps because you got all this support on each of the ends, so it's not going to tip forward, and you got a clean background. Well, that concludes today's video. I hope this DIY helps you create your own light box and is useful in your videography. If it was and you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see videos like this and other videos I post on my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, thanks for watching.